What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. This is the AJC channel dedicated to our beloved Vecchia Signora. So if you love Juventus, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. I got all your Juve news to Saturday, May 11th. Hope this video finds you well. We got some new targets to add to our list, okay? Then we're going to go through some of the situations around targets we've been hearing about for a while. But then we've got the big game tomorrow in terms of our objective for Champions League qualification. We're going to take a look at some of the storylines leading into that as far as players, fitness, that also affects the Coppa Italia final coming up midweek versus Atalanta. We got Max's presser as well ahead of it all, right? So without further ado, let's get into it, all right? So we start off with some new targets to add to the list, all right? Number one is left back from Freiburg, 19-year-old Turk Berke Yilmaz. He is being listed as a potential target coming up for Juventus, but also we have 22-year-old center back Jake O'Brien from Lyon, and everybody's talking about him and his 4 goals, 2 assists this season, whatnot, but he's a center back. Can he defend? And I sure as hell don't know because I don't scout too many Irish defenders, all right? But apparently he is on the mix for Juventus. All I do know is that Lyon is like 4th worst in Ligue 1 for goals allowed. So maybe not so promising, but those are the 2 new names to add to the list, all right? Now we get to Moise Kean. Sevilla and Stade Rennais are listed as 2 potential landing spots for Moise Kean. Both have interest in the player. Juve's valuation is 10 to 15 million euros, all right? So again, picking him up with the finalization, the purchase was in the summer of 2023 on a 2-year remaining term at 30 million euros. So literally selling him for 15 million euros breaks us even with what's left on the books for Moise Kean, and that is extremely disappointing, all right? But it shows you kind of what has been happening around Juventus. Again, good luck and Godspeed to Giuntoli. Now, we get to reports from targets out of Bologna and what could be going down at Bologna, all right? Now, Saputo, Bologna ownership, all right? He is essentially stating that they are not, okay, they are not going to be breaking up the team, and they're going to do everything in their power to keep everyone there. However, there are big wild cards there. Xerxes, number one, is seemingly the only player that actually does control his destiny. However, with the others, there are wild cards and variables there. Number one, what happens with the coach, Malta? And we've heard a lot of suggestions that certain players want to try and follow him. But even beyond that, you still have to factor in offers that will come in for some of their players. So while they keep reiterating they do not want to break the team up, you have to wait and see what develops. Players will probably play in to all of it, all right? But time will tell. Goodmanson has been listed as one of Juve's target for quite some time. Obviously, other teams interested, even the Premier League. Apparently, today we get the reports that Goodmanson is only going to be sought after by Juventus if one of Chiesa or Sule ends up leaving Juventus, all right? So that's the latest with him. Now, Calafiori, going back to the Bologna thing and everything, Juve's going to have to act swiftly. We heard about that one yesterday, as now more and more teams are coming in for him. Brighton and Roma, the latest 2, to also be interested in the player. And we know for Juventus, they're probably going to be looking at trying to find a counterpart to bring that up. For me, Calafiori at 25 million euros. Again, I keep saying it. That's a must for Juventus, in my opinion, all right? Now, we get to some rumors around these games coming up, and of course, we're going to tackle Max's presser, but the latest is that Caviglia will be played in the Coppa Italia final due to Locatelli's absence, all right? With the suspension, he's going to have to serve in that final. Caviglia could be getting a run tomorrow to get ready for that game because obviously he hasn't seen action in quite some time. Max's presser ahead of the game tomorrow, well, he says, of course, It is important, especially with the Champions League objective, all right? Sandro, Djalo, and Danilo are all out. He says Chiesa and Yildiz are both battling a virus currently. But Djalo, Thiago Djalo, all the news about what is going on with him, why he hasn't gotten any minutes and whatnot. Well, tomorrow, because of the injuries that he's dealing with, Djalo could finally see a start for Juventus. I actually hope so. I look forward to it if he starts. We got to see this guy play before we can make any type of judgment as to what we should do in the future, all right? But tomorrow could be the day, and you guys know the drill. We're going to be live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, getting you hyped up for that game, which hopefully will secure our spot in the Champions League, all right? So that's your news break to today. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe, share the content, but let's mix it up in the comments. How do you feel about everything you just heard? And until tomorrow morning, when I hope to see you all live, fino alla fine, forza Juventus, ciao tutti.